Good to see you all. Thanks for being here. I believe this was a weekend where we had to catch up on your exam preparation. Last week, we couldn't do the QA session, so we will start discussing some target or preparation towards exam. A few more people will join sometime. Before that, anyone here getting to exam in next few days of time?
Yeah, this side Hema here, Shrina. So my
Okay.
exam is on July 6th.
Good, right? Pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay. So you should have that excitement, happiness,
A
fear.
lot of nervousness is there because I'm scared now. It's just a couple of days and I'll be appearing for the PMP.
Okay, yeah, it's possible. Are we in touch with in WhatsApp already?
Yes, Shri.
Okay.
We are connected. Yeah.
So just for information, how many full exams you've taken now?
Yeah, 3 full mock, not 3. Yeah, 3 mock exams I have given. The very first score I got is 44%.
I remember
Then
that. Okay.
second is 58. Third was also 58. I was nervous on third that I could not improve. But then you said that the score is increasing because second was a little tougher one. And yesterday I gave the third mock, so I got 64%. So
That's quite good. Which means your time management is also decent. I mean, good.
Yes. Time management is good. I can understand the question within a very first read. But the thing is that, yeah, sometimes I feel that within hurry, we try to see the comfort level, like comfortable answer, and we pick it up. So that thing I have to still improve on. So I guess that will come only with the practice.
Yeah,
so
that is it. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, that is there. You cannot avoid that because the instinct, what you get in your mind, that will be your answer, right? So you cannot come out of that. But tell about this agile parameters. How is it answering agile questions?
Agile, I'm now comfortable with like Agile because last time I have done some mistakes. I told you, right? Because I'm working with Agile, I was like not able to give Agile questions properly because of because I was following my company standards. But then I read the book again twice, and then now I can understand and give according to the books. The answers.
Okay.
So my highest areas are like Agile, I feel, but then in predictive, some of the things where I'm lacking is like risk and procurement is like complete new thing for me. So what I thought of leaving that chapter, but since I had time, so I had also read that chapter. But here what they're doing is, since they ask the tricky questions, they twist the question. So in that a little I'm not able to answer procurement. That is
Got you.
Yeah.
You read the chapter well and you answered the chapter questions also.
No, that is still there pending. Yeah, I'll be doing that and chapter wise questions.
My thing is you have only 4 more days. I don't think you will be able to read the full chapter.
No, I'm done already with the chapters.
Okay, you're done with
Rita
that.
is done. Rita is done completely.
Okay. Rita is a good girl. You can believe her. What next? Next is not only for Hema here, for everyone. When you are preparing for the examination, you may get questions in procurement, but don't get to the level of calculations or more of contracting. Those questions are not coming in exam. So you no need to strain on that area. Understand the basics of vendor management. Understand that vendor is pretty important in aligning with our deliverables. That understanding is sufficient. And little on contracting with Agile. When I work in Agile project, contracting is needed, but I will not go to the level of like what we do in a predictive model. That's not expected. So vendor management is fine, what you know already. I would say take some chapter test in ShriLearning. If you really feel that area you have to work out, that is good for you right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, quickly towards examination. No. We have 4 done and close to the exam. Have you taken off for the work?
Yes. I'm complete off this week. And also last 2 days also I was on leave only.
Very good. Nice to know. And have you read the roles and responsibilities?
Yes.
Okay, you did it. Okay, good. All right, then I think you are good. We should connect over the phone call a few days before the exam.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So when we connected in WhatsApp last?
Last week.
Last week we connected. So by the time you did 3 exams,
Yeah, and yesterday
you
I
are
came to
Hema, am I right?
Hema Chavan, yeah.
Okay, I am just checking out when I spoke to you last. Okay, last is sometime in last week we discussed. Okay, I think I given you some bullet points to work out.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Main points is you have to look out on ethics also. You watchful on ethical parameters, what you have to learn. Quick take to you and everyone here in the room for examination. What PMI is looking for? PMI Institute is looking for a person who is aware of the roles and responsibilities, who is aware of the ethical behavior of a manager. Only these two characters getting inside. Now you have to imagine yourself, you live in a village called PMI. Okay, when you live in the village called PMI and you are aware about the PMI roles, responsibilities, and ethics, now the question comes there, you will answer from that perspective. Of course, you work as a Ramesh, Suresh, or someone in a company with a different mindset. That's good. But when you go to examination, exam is looking, will you answer from the perspective of what PMI is looking for? If you can do that, that is how more than 95% of your exam questions. The sum says 98. I say let's keep 95%. 95% of situational questions. I'll give a short story, an incident, a situation, and make you to answer. For which you have to answer from the PMI village. The PMI village has a person who learned the 6 constraints of project management, who learned predictive, adaptive, hybrid, who also knows that roles and responsibilities of manager in this village. Once you do that, from there, if you answer, many answers will go correct. Okay, nice to know. Okay, we'll get on a phone call later. Hema.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks, yeah.
Nice to know. All right, that's a Hema who is going to examine few days of time. Do we have anyone else who is going for exam?
Yeah, hi Shri, I'm Malik here.
Malik. Oh, Malik. I think we missed with to come for a week.
No, last week session was not there, so
yeah.
Before that I was there.
Okay.
So yeah, day after tomorrow is the exam.
And all set?
Yeah, looks like
Time
all
to fly.
set.
Time to fly.
Okay. I think I have given 5 mocks, so this weekend I have not given any mock. Last weekend I gave mock, that time we connected on WhatsApp. And
good. You slept well, having good food?
Yes, I try to.
Happening, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you took some break from your job?
Yes, tomorrow half day and day after tomorrow exam is there, so that day I have taken leave.
Okay, nice. Stay a little away from your job because avoid a little distraction there.
Yeah.
And I know I've shared some info already with Hema and everyone. One is don't think exam will be super tough. The answer is no, it is not super tough. But it will be very sensible, common sense questions. So what do you mean by common sense? If you are in this kind of position, what you will do? What is next thing you have to do? Kind of sensible questions will be there. Now, how to answer is what I explained a few minutes back. On top of that, I would say that you have to think in the exam hall with a presence of mind, because a question would talk about the past, present, or future. Sometimes what happens is when you're reading the question, your brain is already processing the previous question. You came out of that, but still your brain is processing it. This kind of processing, what will happen is the current question, our brain won't focus well. So once you move from one question, just forget that. It's okay, gone is gone. Next, you have to keep moving. So in exam hall, out of 180 questions, at least 20 questions will be like that. Even though you think as much you want, you can't get the right answer. Certain questions are above your head. Sometimes it happens, right? In corporate, you meet some executives, you talk to them, that guy will ask something, you can't answer, or you can't counter him. He or she would have punched you in the meeting room. While you come back home, while driving the car, your brain will say, "Sex, man, could have given this guy back," right? Or the next day when you're in the shower, you will think, "Hey, why didn't I reply that properly?" Right?
True.
Because our brain would have taken a processing time. Okay.
Yeah.
So certain questions in exam are like that. You can't.
Yes.
You have to accept yourself. Yes, that's not my question. So you have to accept it and keep moving forward.
Okay.
Since the day after tomorrow is your exam, we should connect over the phone call.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And you're going to center-based exam. Is that right?
Yes, center-based.
Okay. Have you visited the center already? You're aware of the place?
No, not visited, but I have called them to get some basic information, and it's manageable.
Okay. You're driving a car, two-wheeler?
No, I will take a taxi only.
Taxi. Okay, nice. I know these are very basic,
Yeah.
but on the day of exam, you have to be a little
Yes.
clear on some basic
Yes.
stuff. Basic only make a lot of trouble.
Yes, true.
Major things will be clear. I remember the day when I went to exam, I went a week before to the center. I checked out all the parking slot I put my car. I had a big SUV by the time. Many times I take my SUV. These guys don't allow me inside the building itself. They say, don't bring this car. You're coming in a truck and calling it as a truck car. So I go check that. I went to the building floor. I spoke to the security guard. Usually security guard has more knowledge than the CEO of the company. So I was talking to him for 5-10 minutes. He started talking about his village, his daughter, son, everything. I understood some basic conversations of working. But primarily, I want to know what are the validity cards I have to carry with me, what time I have to be there. Is there anything do's and don'ts? I listen to that. But now PMI is matured a lot. When I was writing exam, it was a different training center, exam center. I forgot the name totally. Prometric or some other third party.
Okay.
Prometric, I believe. Now it is a Pearson. After Pearson took over, they're doing a very professional job. Okay. So only thing is carry something to eat when you go to exam hall, which means in the break, you will have something to add energy for you.
Right.
Yeah, usually people before the exam, they don't sleep well. Also, they eat less. What happens in an exam hall, they get a little exhausted. When you come out after this 1.5 hours of first break, you can have something. Usually, I recommend a Snicker bar chocolate or maybe an orange. Will give some glucose to your body.
Right.
Yeah, that's important.
Right.
All right. Good. Any other thing I can help you, Maulik, now?
No, nothing else. I'm just I have stopped preparing also because I have gone through those last minute points as well, ethics and everything is done. Books also twice I have revised. So
nice.
I don't think anything is
good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. All good. You are set, Maulik, to clear the exam. We'll just connect once over the phone call.
Thanks, Siri. Thank you.
All right. Fantastic. That's Maulik. Anyone else close to the exam? Few days, few weeks? If not, we'll start the question discussion. So people here, the instructions clear. You can bring up any question which you took yesterday or day before or today. We will look at the question and see why that's right, why that's wrong. We'll converse it. It could be for any question paper you took. If it is something related to answer correctness or you found a topic is interesting, we'll bring it up. Please put your hands up so I know that you have a question to talk. There's a pent up silence. People are looking for someone who will share the question. I can watch it. You may be that someone. You have to share that question.
Sharan here.
Yeah, Sharan, please go ahead.
Let me share my question. Yesterday, I joined this June batch. Let me share my screen and discuss.
Okay.
Let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay.
Okay. You're able to see my screen?
Yeah, visible.
Yeah. So this question, okay, probably more of this one practical, I can say. So yeah, here what they are mentioning here is they are layoffing, companies layoffing.
Let's read the question.
Okay, due to economic implications, a company announces imminent layoffs, a project is nearing delivery, and the team is worried that they might lose their jobs. The morale of the team is very low, and the project manager is experiencing delivery delays from the team. Okay, what should the project manager do to address team morale?
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I was just thinking this hold a meeting with all the team members, because not an individual one, right? Who are not delivering optimally, because they might be a bit worried that, yeah, so what happens next? Okay, after completing this project or this task, okay, whether they will going to continue or not. So this will be the team worry. I just chosen this as an answer, but it is a wrong answer.
Okay, let's go a little down. Go down. So now let's see the justification. Schedule one-on-one sessions with each team member to reassure them of their value to the company, Scheduling one-on-one meetings with the team members will boost their confidence and enhance their morale during periods of uncertainty. Okay, very good. Nice to say. Now, one thing I observed in the question is on the last sentence. Can you read the actual question line?
Okay, so you mean to this one?
No, the last line of the question.
Okay, what should the project manager do to address team morale?
Okay, what is first team morale? When you say team morale, as per your company in your job, what could be the team's morale?
Actually, they should work sincerely. Yeah. Okay, on time delivery should be.
Okay, you're saying sincerity, time delivery, this is all expectation of the management. What is morale?
Morale is what the team is feeling, what they are undergoing.
Right. Their emotional balance, the emotional good being of, sometimes they call us a psychological safety. Have you heard this term, psychological safety?
Yeah.
Now, your basement of life is shaking. Imagine in some society, people lost the morale of whether can I live here. That's why you see the civil war happening, people taking the gun and start firing each other, which means they lost that belief of life. They don't believe of what they're doing. Unrestfulness. Now, that is what prevailing in your corporate right now. Now, the total story what you read is due to economic implications, could be a geopolitical war happening in the governments. A company announces imminent layoff. This is very common, right? The first sentence is very common. It happens in many companies. Yes. A project is nearing delivery. The team is worried that they might lose their job. The morale of the team is very low, and the project manager is experiencing delivery delays. Obviously, when you complete your delivery by August, the project will be dismantled or work will get over. Now, team is not having happiness and unrestfulness. People are not coming to office. Even they come to office, they delay the work purposefully. Now, how to balance it? Only thing you can do here is motivate. But how do you motivate? Now, let's read the second answer, what you've chosen. Hold a meeting with the team members who are not delivering optimally and proactively discuss with the concerns. Good to discuss with the concerns, but are you going to discuss for the delivery or something else?
Okay. No, actually, yeah, their concern is that whether the company will going to continue with them or not. They may get laid off, right? So instead of discussing one-on-one, so let's discuss in a team, understand their concern, and stress on the deliverables as well, right? Because they experience delivery delays. Okay. No, tomorrow I will not be there in the company, right? Means some of the time when we resign, we'll be on honeymoon period. Means like we'll not be working that much, right? But still, if I have assigned a project and delivery is there, if the people resign also, they need to complete their task. They just cannot leave. Okay. So like that. So they need to discuss their concern. Okay. As well as like delivery is also important. Just I will say one-on-one session I will conduct. Okay. I will mention that yes, how value they are into to the company. But still, after that also, whether they will going to deliver or not sure, right? Even I need to stress on the delivery also.
Okay. Okay, if you stress on delivery, imagine a room of 8 people sitting there, you're stressing about delivery there. What kind of reaction you expect from them? Will they be positively replying, or there could be pin drop silence?
Correct. You are right. So a team of 8 members sitting. So I will mention that I will be listening their concern as well as mentioning that
Exactly. So concerns is, I agree with you. That's a good point, but not delivering optimally. That area, it's very understandable. Team is going a different way. So I don't think it's right time to talk delivery. Rather talking on concerns, I'm with you. But since the answer is mixing both there, more than that, many times when an issue or a problem comes, when you start something in a group, it turns into a procession. It turns into a kind of a war room. People start debating, arguing heavily. Sometimes certain issues handling individually reduce some of the conflicts. A common problem issue, if you open in front of everyone, it's the kind of box of things getting opened. It will be a trouble. Everyone raise a voice. You know it's a trouble. You should not do that sometime. One-on-one listening and cool downing them with what is the projection, what is happening, if in case you have something, will help. Only word where I'm not happy is delivering optimally. In this situation, I will not be so eager to talk about delivery. Of course, delivery is important. I'm not denying that, but still, I'll be more concerned on their psychological safety. That's important.
Okay. No, actually, what happened when we discuss one-on-one, what we discuss with other people, no, they back end they discuss themselves that they will come to a different conclusion. Okay, so in a team, same thing has happened. We were having one-on-one discussions. Okay, when we are discussing with individual, but that person is discussing with other team member, that message was going into a wrong way. Okay, suddenly 3-4 people put down their paper. Okay, so then that better what is that? Let's open it and discuss with them like transparency.
True. I feel that, but I'm not much. This answer is a little worried on the delivering part. If not, I'm fine with talking about the concerns. Yeah. Okay. I think there's a good question you brought out, which is also happening in the industry, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a situation happening in the industry. People are a little worried about the job loss. How is the market still? We have the market shakiness happening? Just a general question to people here. Do the market in India still have the trouble of job, or it is stable now?
Like, it's based on the sector, I can say. Okay. Probably in SAP, if you say, if you take 4 to 5 to 8 years of people are getting a job with huge salary package. Okay. But other sector, I don't know. Yeah, jobs are there.
Got you. Thanks for that input. You have any other questions? If no more questions, let's go to Mallikarjun. Hey, Mallikarjun.
Hi, Shri. Good afternoon.
Hey. Good afternoon.
I have booked the exam on 15th of this month, July.
Nice. Close to that. 2 more weeks.
Yes, Shri. I have shared my score with you.
Yeah.
It's like 63% with the 60 static mock questions what Rahul has shared. So before that, I could be able to score 75%, but those questions are which I have practiced well.
Yeah, so I think you got, if I remember your WhatsApp conversation, you got 2 times 55, right?
Yes.
Which is good, actually. Okay. Then you took time to analyze all the questions to see how it went on?
Yes, Shri.
Okay.
I actually am doing for every mock after completing. After completing every mock, I'm doing analysis.
Makes sense. Okay, nice. Your stability is good. What environment you're working? Agile, non-agile?
I'm working on Agile software industry.
Very good. So you are clear with Agile concepts. The base is good for you.
Yeah, I'm good at Agile.
Okay, nice to know.
Yeah.
So your scores are good. Agile is good. Yes. What else happening?
Yeah, this week I'm trying to give 2 more mocks. So again, I will do analysis on the next 2 mocks. So that's my plan. And also parallelly, I'm reading the topics like Code of Ethics, Box 7, Glossary, and Agile Manifesto, Scrum Guide.
Did I give you some bullet points to work out towards the examination?
No, Shri.
No, right? So what you do is, okay, post this chat. Can you give me hello in WhatsApp so I can respond back to you?
Sure.
I'll do that. I'll give you some points to work out last few days, and you can focus on that. And then we will connect over the phone call few days before the exam.
Sure. When can I connect, Shri?
I'll mention you. I mentioned in the chat box on that.
Okay.
And finally, on another point, question paper practicing. And is it a center-based exam?
Yeah, it's center-based exam.
Okay. Center-based, and which city you are?
In Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay, should be Shivaji Nagar, I believe, or Lal Bagh.
Yes, yeah, it's near to Lal Bagh.
Lal Bagh. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so center is good, and your exam preparation is good, and what else needed? You should take some days off from your work, at least 2-3 days.
Yes. Yeah, till 15th I am on leave.
Okay, nice. Good to know. All right, I think you are all set for it, and I'll give you some bullet points to work out. Go through that.
Okay.
And I believe that you read Agile Practice Guide fully, the book.
Yes.
Okay, nice to know. Be very clear on the 12 principles. Now, when I say clear on the 12 principles, each principle will be explained by a paragraph of information. I assume it is not there in the book of Agile Practice Guide. Do you see 12 principles explained in paragraphs in that book?
Yes. No, not in Agile Practice Guide. There's not there.
It's
not there, right? Not there. So you can read it in 2 ways.
I have followed in Mike Griffith book.
Very good.
So there I could see all principles. Yeah.
Perfect. So you can read either in Mike Griffith or in online. But my expectation is Mike Griffith is a very decent book. And there, this person would have given paragraphs for 12 principles. Why I'm asking to read that is, when you read these 12 principles in detail, what will happen is you will get a more depth information of why they mean it. If not, for example, if a 10th principle says simplicity, art of maximizing amount of work not done is essential. Okay. Even though you read the principle, the line is understood, but you may not get the essence of why we are doing this. When you read a paragraph, there they give an explanation by what they mean by simplicity is we don't want to do something which is not making really sense right now. So you keep it simple on the deliverables. You focus on what is important. So you try to say no to certain things you don't want to do now. Simplicity, art of maximizing amount of not done is essential. When you read a normal English sentence, you won't get it. When you read a paragraph, your brain gets processing better. This you can read by the book or read by maybe an internet. When you do that, it will work well.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Sure. So try that once. It should be good.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions you have to discuss?
Yeah, nothing. It's good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Then we'll jump to Sumit.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Shri. Shri, I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, sure.
How to share the screen here?
How to share? If you go to bottom, you have a green button, share screen in your...
Okay. Yes,
yeah?
I got it.
Click
yes.
it. But before that, to close your bank account statements, because I can see your statement later.
Okay.
Okay. Right, go to the question. Yeah, I can see the question.
Okay, give me a minute. So this is a last day paper. So
Yesterday paper. Okay.
yesterday paper, yes. See, question number 15. During a planning poker meeting, the team was not able to converge on a single estimate for a particular story after the third round. What need to be done next? So I have chosen this park the user stories on the parking lot. But the answer is continue to repeat the process. So I was just checking on the book also. So basically, I just wanted to ask, this parking lot is only done in DSM, means only on the daily stand-up, or it is done in every meeting, planning poker meeting also. So this is the first question.
I learned a little more. Which domain you work for? Is it Sumit, right? Talking to me?
Yes, I'm into IT only.
IT. Okay, in IT, what is your role actually?
PM.
PM, right. In IT, when I say information technology, I assume that you are also developing or working with your team which actually collect the requirement. Is it happening?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now, by any chance, again, second question, are you using a poker card in your company?
Not exactly.
Not exactly. Okay. So now, during a planning poker meeting, the team was not able to converge. First sentence means that we are talking about refinements. Are you aware of this grooming and refinement?
Yes.
This happens in your team at least weekly once, twice?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So there is a story they brought out and they're conversing that story. Now, when you say converge, they want to come to a final conclusion. Final conclusion, this will take, I think it's echoing out, Sumit. If you don't mind, can I mute you? Yeah, just muted you, just our as a background. Now, what happened is, imagine there is a team of a 9-member team, agile team. They're conversing about a particular requirement. Let's talk about a requirement in Zoom. You want to bring up an audio. There is mic feature. They're conversing. It went for 10-15 minutes, and team is telling that one says a 5-story point, someone says a 2-story point, someone says a 1. Or if you don't want to understand story point, some is saying I'll take 5 days to complete, some says 3 days to complete, some say 1 day to complete. Now, what happened is they couldn't conclude it. They could not come to a conclusion that, okay, let's go all with the same. In Agile, it's very important that you have to transparently converse. At the same time, everyone should come to the common conclusion. Now, if everyone can't come to the conclusion, what will happen is you will not throw it away. You will reattempt it. In poker, that's one facility. You try once, and then we'll listen to people. Somebody says 5 days, somebody says 1 day. We will ask, why you say 5 days? What is the rationale behind that? When I say rationale, the reason behind why you say that, logic behind that. And this person explains, I feel the mic feature in Zoom is pretty complicated. You have to do some work. A person who says 1 day or 1 point, we'll talk to him, why you say it's 1 point? And this person says that because we have done it already. In Infosys or Wipro or X company, we all done this mic feature. We are aware of it. We can easily do it. After listening, what will happen is they will do one more round or one more round or one more round. Okay, they do multiple rounds, which means you refine it. Still, if you can't refine it, what will happen is the work will go to the backlog, not the parking lot. Now, answer your question. First, you understood how a requirement thing works. Being a project manager in IT, have you witnessed this in your team? Are they doing this?
It is not exactly into the agile, Shri. So that's
okay,
why
it's not
I'm
agile. Very good, very good. So it means predictive model, and an architect and senior manager decides what is the timeline. Is it true?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a good approach. We may automatically fall into 75% failure projects. So now, when you come to this category of refinement, it's called knowledge workers refinement. I'm sure you listened in the class already, where they have to think of what they have to do. Now, what is a parking lot? Parking lot is a place to keep some of the discussions which you want to rediscuss again, not the work item discussions. It could be on the daily stand-up. It could be on some other meeting where you found some item, you need more clarity. What you do is let's put in the parking slot. We'll come back and see it again. Usually it is used in a daily stand-up because daily stand-up is a place where people usually deviate from the topic. So to bring them back, we use this part. Clear enough?
So she just wanted to clarify, this parking lot is only done in DSM or we do in other meetings also, because in the book it is written for DSM only. So if I say,
in your corporate, do you see importance of somebody is talking away from the topic in the room and you think you want to discuss this again? Any of the meeting you do that?
No.
Okay, before I understand a little more, Sumit, you mentioned you are working in Agile team and it is you are a project manager, is that right?
It is not exactly 100% Agile. It is a mix of traditional plus Agile.
Okay, are you having daily stand-up?
Yes.
Okay, are you're not having grooming? I heard it. And what other meetings you have?
Planning meeting is there. Review is there.
Review, planning meetings. So in planning and review, you will not go out of the topic, right? You're going to plan only for what you want to talk. In a review, you're going to review what has been planned. Is it what's happening?
Yes.
So those areas, I don't think you need a parking lot. Parking lot would be needed when you're doing the job, execution.
So
when you're executing.
So in this paper, in the book, it is written that add the issue to a parking lot and then create another meeting, which might be right after the stand up and solve the problem there. So my question is, if it is asking for the next step, first we do the parking and then continue with the process, which is mentioned here.
So I know you're looking at the text, but I feel like underlying concept you didn't get it clearly. Okay. You're very interested on how to put in the parking lot. Are you really understanding? We are talking about requirement, not a daily stand-up. That's why I questioned you in your company how they do the estimation. I heard that your company estimation is done by manager and architect. So now, when you say in a corporate of Agile, how does it work is, I'll just give an imagination of your team. 5 years from now, how your team will work. 5 years from now, you will be a manager and somebody will be the scrum master. And team will sit and talking about what is the requirement. This question is more about requirement, not on the daily work. On the requirement, when they say planning poker, it is a game they play to refine the work multiple times. Okay. So there it's a discussion room. You will try 2 attempts or 3 attempts to refine the work. Did you follow the example of what I said about the mic? And somebody says 5 days, somebody says 1 day. Are you able to follow that?
Yes, Shri.
Okay, if you follow that, that is about the requirement. So somebody says why it is 5 points, I observed it. Somebody says 1 point, I observed it. Now I'll ask the room of 5 people or 10 people, guys, shall we re-estimate? After listening all, now everyone could say 5, which means you got the right answer. That is called converge. Converge means coming together, the final point. You all get the final point. But what you're reading in the book, what you're seeing as a parking lot is, after work started, after the project work started, in a daily stand-up meeting, when we are conversing something about the work, there could be something which is away from the work discussion will come there. We don't want to eat everyone time in the room. So what we say, it's an interesting topic, but shall we put it in the parking lot so that we will converse and discuss about this after the stand-up meeting? This is how they use the parking lot.
Okay, understood.
Got it, right? Good.
Yes.
Nice. But my recommendation is, if a company is using hybrid, still I request people to take a look of estimation. It will be nice for your team.
Okay, Shri. Yeah.
Perfect. Good. Thanks for bringing that question.
Shri, one more question here. Here in question number 8, it is saying a project manager has been assigned to a new project with multiple stakeholders. Each stakeholder has provided their expectation for the project, and the project manager realizes that some of the expectations conflicts. What should be a project manager do? So I have chosen this update the stakeholder register with the stakeholder expectations. Because because expectations are there in the stakeholder register only. So if the conflicts are coming, so we can update it here in the stakeholder register. So it is asking that the correct answer is this: the goal and the expectation of the key stakeholders are met. So I did not understand this statement actually. So
let's see. Maybe something is missed out. I'm going to read the question again, just for understanding. A project manager has been assigned to a new project with the multiple stakeholders. Let's imagine 50 stakeholders are there. Each stakeholder has provided their expectations for the project, and the project manager realizes some of the expectations conflict. Expectations could be on communication, expectations could be on requirement, expectations could be on the quality. Something is conflicting with one another. Okay. What should the project manager do? Each stakeholder has provided their expectations for the project, and the project manager realized some of the expectations are conflicting. Some of them are conflicting one with the other. Okay. Okay, what's the answer? The answer says update the stakeholder register with the stakeholders' expectations. Update the stakeholder register with the stakeholders' expectations. Register with expectations. Very good. Nice. So now what you are thinking, okay, let's put an imagination like this. We are working for a cargo shipping kind of company for which you're doing a project, a new project manager. You met with all the guys who's going to talk about the project, and you got all the details, and you record it in the register. Only when you record that in the register and written down the expectation, you realize certain things are conflicting. Okay. Isn't it? Now, what we are giving as an answer is go and update the register and the expectation. But the question itself says already expectations are received. Only when you're looking at the expectation, it's conflicting. Are you with me on this thought?
Each stakeholder has provided this. Yes, yes, correct.
See, you will realize it's conflicting only when you type in and fill the information. Is that right?
Right.
So, which means answer C is already done. You don't want to do it again.
Right.
Now the question is, how do you handle this problem? That's the question. Now let's look at some of the way to look at the problem. Now look at the answers again. Let's see the answer number 1. Create a project hierarchy to manage the stakeholders' expectations. I don't think it's a hierarchy problem. It is something on the conflicts, right? So A is gone. Yes. Review the conflict management plan for the stakeholders. It looks a little interesting. Review the conflict management plan, but reviewing the plan, I don't think it will give an answer for us, right? Rather, the goals and expectations of key. That's a word you ought to note down. Key. Stakeholders are met. Let's imagine you are going for a movie with your family members. 5-6 people are there, and you're all going first to a restaurant, then you want to go for a movie. And when you want to go to a restaurant and movie, everyone will give their expectations. But whose expectation you will attend first? Someone is very key and close in your family. Will you?
Yes.
That's a human nature, right? Even though it's a conflicting expectations from your family members, but you'll give attention to someone who's close. And that key word is the key here. Okay. Got that?
Yes.
Got that? I know within 1 minute, 20 seconds, your brain cannot process it. It's very human. But be a little careful on the question. Whenever they ask the question, what should the project manager do next? What should the project manager do first? Then it could be documenting, recording, could be. When they say, what should project manager do? You have to get into some action. You have to get into some role, you have to play something there. So be a little careful on that kind of question. So you'll get a clarity that there is some problem happening, how to solve the problem.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Fair enough? Good. Nice.
Yes. Thank you.
Good to know, Sumit. Are you good? Shall we move on to the next person? Or you have a question?
No, I'm done.
Amazing. Thanks, Sumit. Shweta.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, look like my internet was having some trouble. Am I clear now? Audible?
Yes. Yeah.
Shweta, I'm sorry, I don't remember. Did you mention your exam is closer, Shweta?
I was supposed to take on 25th June, but I couldn't complete my reading due to the hectic work schedule. Only over the weekends I was able to open the books and that's why I shifted. Yeah.
Because I remember your name popped up in your mind somewhere. I chatted with you. Did we had a conversation on the internet? I mean, WhatsApp?
Yes. So last week I took a holiday for just reading. Since last Thursday, I'm only till tomorrow. I'm only when I'm focusing on studies.
Now I remember you had some health-related break. You have a sickness and you take off. Oh, now I remember. Okay. Hope you are better now. Doing good job.
Yeah, I'm better.
Okay, nice
and I have decided that before July, I should finish my exam.
Very good.
I haven't booked the date, but maybe by end of first week of this month, I'll book the slot.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I remember, I think you did your full exam already, 1 or 2.
I did 2. First, I scored 78. Second,
my
the issue
looks
from my
better.
end.
I don't know. My internet now looks good. Is everyone able to hear me?
Yeah, Shri.
Okay.
Yes, Shri.
Okay, I will reset the internet after this program. Shweta, I got your point. I remember you did 2 exams. By the way, for me, it was registered Shweta is going to exam. That's what I remember. Then I don't really follow with you. Let's work it out and we'll plan your exam date. Your scores are good, Shweta, to me. You can plan your date in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Shall I share my screen? I have a question to discuss.
Sure.
Yeah.
Please.
My screen is full screen, right?
Loading?
Okay.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah, this is my question. Let me read it. Dina is a project manager for a clinical labs, a biopharmaceutical corporation. Dina tried to convince her manager to obtain external resources for complex activities that her team couldn't perform. These resources will roll off the project as soon as the activities are completed. Which of the following does this situation describe? I opted for staffing requirements to acquire required resources because I looked at a different situation, but the question was asking at a different situation. So the correct answer is project management. When I read this question, the situation running in my mind is we need external resources to be hired to perform certain complex activities. So for me, it was the resource related issues. But to my surprise, the scenario it was concentrating is different. Project managers' interpersonal skills to acquire resources. So what I observed, I'm failing in this kind of all the questions. I'm referring to a different scenario. I'm picturizing different scenario, but the question is about different scenario. So if I think from this angle, I'm able to select. Okay, I agree with the answer. But I was
what was your view?
I was thinking from the resource perspective that in my project, let's say, I have to acquire external resources. Maybe if it is people, I have to hire from external vendor, maybe because we don't have that expertise to perform that complexities. In that case, I need, this is the staffing requirements to acquire required resources. But yeah, it is trying to convince upper management describes the use of interpersonal skills, which is often required skill set when acquiring resources. Yeah.
Okay, let me see this question. Diana is a manager, right? Diana is trying to convince her manager. Okay, she's talking to her manager to obtain external resources for complex activities that her team couldn't perform, which means we are doing some outsourcing or we want to bring some vendors. These resources will roll off the project as soon as the activities are okay. Story looks good. Which of the following does the situation describe? They're talking about a situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Here they're talking about Diana's interpersonal skill to acquire resource. Okay, that is one angle. Other angle is a staff requirement to acquire the required resources. Staffing requirements to acquire the required resources. Okay. Okay, I think the overall picture is we need resources. That's clear. The answer C you were given is a superset. Superset is staffing requirements to acquire the required resource. That's a big answer. When I say big answer, I will say a superset. I will always look question and answer into two sets. One is a superset and subset, or main answer. What you answered is a big circle. In a question, what is happening? In the question, staffing is needed. That's clear. But which of the following does the situation describe? It's describing Diana's personal skills, where she's convincing her senior manager or manager to acquire the resource. I think that is where the answer goes. Is it right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's tricky.
Yeah,
You would have thought, okay,
yeah.
so they're asking for resource. That's what you would have thought.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing worrying me is like most of these kind of questions I'm failing. On the reason is this only, that I'm thinking a different scenario and the question is about different scenario. Maybe I might have to work out a little more on that.
And this is fine. What you thought is right.
Yeah.
It's not too far away. It's closer. Maybe if you answer a few questions like this, you'll get a clue that in questions, not always they're looking broad answer. They're looking straight answer.
Okay.
It's a straight answer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. That's it.
Yeah, even I'm seeing same from Vikrant. Vikrant says, I'm also getting confused on such type of questions. So it's not only you, there are people there. It's a little tricky, you know. These question papers are coming from countries where the culture is like that. They will not go broader sometime. They go straight to the answer. So imagine the same question is given to a person from a different culture where they have a habitual of, when I read the question, they directly see the 1 point. They don't see 2 points. At least I'm coming from Asia and India. Many times reading the question, I will see both the answers are looking correct. In this, I have to choose one. In some culture, when you give this question, straight away their eyes will see only B. So it's also the way where we are working, how we are working. That's also why it's there. I recognize what you're doing there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go through some more questions. Maybe I'll be clear by then. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks
That's
for
all
sharing.
from me. Thank you.
All right, Shweta. Take good care and communicate with me on your progress.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to know. All right. And I think that is much for today. And I'm really happy to see a few of them going to exam. Quick information to people. I have a few people who cleared exam the last week of time. I had a personal chat with them, how the exams went on. Now, what I observed is they were mentioning exam question paper was not super tough. It's a moderate. But only thing they were saying that 98% of the questions were situational questions, which means it talks about a particular scenario and you have to choose among them. So no direct questions. Why I'm saying this here is, when there is no direct question, do you think still you have to memorize all the content of the book? You have to memorize all the content in the books?
No, understanding is important.
Yeah.
Understanding is important.
Right. Not
Right.
memorizing, but understanding. We need to understand the concepts.
Yeah, that's important, right? So what happened is some of us who grown up in our education model, we take it as, okay, if I say something, I have to read and memorize it. What is WBS? What is product backlog? A Scrum Master role will do this, a daily stand-up, 15 minutes. That's not the way you have to learn things. You have to understand a project team is working, why they're working together. When they work together, they have to meet frequently. Kind of that understanding is important. It is not how many words your brain can capture, how much of a message you can capture. That's very important. If you get that point, I'm sure exam is going to be super straight. If you're still on memorizing, still it'll help. I'm not saying no, it'll help, but memorizing alone will not help. You need to know the concepts. Okay, before we close the session, I have Vikrant. Hey, Vikrant.
Hi, Shri. I have scheduled my exam on 29th of this month. I messaged you on Thursday.
Okay.
And I have given my first mock and I have scored 59%.
First mark, 59%. How is the time management?
I have completed, but the snack time needed 10 minutes. I consumed it for answering. So I just missed by 8 minutes. Else I have completed all questions.
You took break, 10 minutes break?
Yeah, I have took one break.
Okay. In ShriLearning portal, when a question is coming up, it will have breaks included. Your exam, right? That's the point. Okay,
Yes,
nice.
Yeah.
Good that. I'm happy what you're doing there. 59 is a decent score. Now give a break. Don't do anything today. Are you having any other programs today?
No.
In the sense that, do some relaxation. Then by closing the day, see some questions. And then you start evaluating the questions from tomorrow. Take 2 days to evaluate the questions, then go to the next exam. You have a sufficient time, so you can take 5 full exams, each exam with a 3 days gap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you are in a decent shape. You can proceed towards and check out why scores are getting lost. 2 things can happen. One is you are urgent to read the question before understanding and choosing the answer. Could happen. If you can see at least 10 to 15 questions, you would have answered wrong because of your urgency. Second one you can see here is a gap in knowledge. You really didn't understand at all. There is something called schedule compression technique. Crashing, fast tracking could be there. Answer comes up there. You really didn't get the meaning. What does it mean by compressing? You didn't get that meaning at all. The gap also makes you to score low. So 2 things can happen. Second area, you can work and improve. But first area, that's a character. This character doesn't come in the question paper. It could be our nature also. When someone is talking to us, before they complete the speech, we will start talking. It's a nature. That's how we have grown up from school days and college days. In classes, I keep on saying that we have to work on our listening parameters. That's one of the reasons. Nothing wrong here. But in the exam, you can start seeing if more questions you're answering, which means before even you understand, you start answering the questions. If you work out, your scores will start improving. It's not only for Vikrant, I'm just telling to everyone here.
Yes, your saying is correct. The both is applicable to me. I have to work in both for the both.
That will be nice. All right. Okay. Good. Fantastic.
Thank you.
That's nice. That's nice. All right. Thanks all for participation today. Keep up the momentum. Next week, again, we'll connect for more questions. People who were listening here, I appreciate it. I don't expect everyone to ask question, but next time when you have a question, please bring it up. We'll converse it because one of your question can help some other person. This is also YouTube live, so it's getting always recorded. Anytime you can come back and listen to those questions. Thanks for participation. Have a great time. People here for the June batch, in an hour, we're going to join in the class. We'll enjoy learning today. Have a great time. See you all soon.
Thank you, Shri.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shriram.